Okay, we're back again here at Beamer and Son Garage. The last video cut off on me, so I didn't get to show what I wanted to show you as, in that last video. And what it is one of the most famous cars around here, besides the Red Mach. You know, the Red Mach, I've owned it the longest. I've had that car since 1982, and that was the car that started my car collecting. Was that one there. It was not the very first car I collected, but after I got that car, it just, another one spawned and another one spawned just like it, and just, on and on and on and on. I've had probably 300 cars, and I'm down to 65 right now. I don't have the collection I used to have, and the reason is naturally, I had to, hold on to what I could and sell what I had to get by through life, And I've had a lot more. There's our famous Omega. We call it the Omega. It may go, it may not go, but that's our Omega. We gave $500 for this car, and I don't usually say what we pay for them, but that's what we gave for this car. And we love this car. It's just like a Chevy Nova, but it's not. It's an Oldsmobile, and we love this car. It's one of my favorite ones around here on the channel, and it's got an elaborate looking air cleaner on it that I got from a friend of mine named Craig Stillman, and looks like the mud daubers have been at it around here. Man, we don't like that. But yeah, it's got a chrome fuel pump, and I don't know if that's a Holley or must be a Holley. I never seen a chrome fuel pump unless it was made by Holley. But there's the Omega. We wrecked this car in a past episode, and we tore this fender up right here, and we cobbled it back together and got a headlight back in it. My son was there, kind of really bummed out about that, but he realized it's just a fender. But over here is really one of the most famous cars around here. This car is called Christeen. It is my car that I call Christeen. It's a 1970 Cobra Jet Mustang. And this car has $700 quarter panels on it. So both quarter panels together, you got $1,400 in quarter panels. You can see, these are just some of the cars in the backfield here. I got 3 of these boat tail Rivieras, and they all got the 455s in them, every one of them. And we bought them for the drivetrains, We do have one that actually has paperwork. But this is Christeen. It's got a Boss sticker on the front fender. It's not a Boss. But the quarter panels on this thing are wide. And you can see how wide that quarter panel is. And that's Christeen. And Christeen gets her name because of, what this car's been through. Actually, it's the engine. The engine in this car has been in 4 different bodies. This is its 4th body that it's in right now. So you can't kill it. You can't kill the heart. It started out life as a 70 fastback Mustang, 210 horsepower, 302 2-barrel. It went from there to a 1970 coupe Mustang. That motor did. It was totaled. It went to another 1970 fastback Mustang body, and now it's ended up here in what I call Christeen. And there's Christeen. She's got the shaker hood on it. You can see the shaker hood. Don't have to scoop, but these quarter panels are $700 a piece. And this does have the correct rear wing for it. This car came from Mount Healthy, Ohio, and the guy owned it was Kenny Bernstein's head mechanic on Kenny's Indy race car. Kenny Bernstein, famous Budweiser king, owned a Top Fuel dragster. He had a funny car before that. He owned a NASCAR race team. He had an Indy race team, and this car belonged to Kenny Bernstein's head mechanic on his Indy car. And that's where this car came from. And this guy was going to make it some kind of dirt tracker. And this car hasn't ran in 8 years either. And it's just a little 302. It's been converted over to a 4-barrel that's in it. There's the 4-barrel. And we're going to start this up on the channel. It's got an Excel Super Coil. This car was the one I was telling about. You know, I bought this car. It was a shell. It had no wiring, had no dash, had no motor, did have the training and drive shaft, and it was a body. That's all it was. And a buddy of mine told it, Richard Crocker. He said, buddy, he says, you just bought a car you'll never fix. I said, really? He said, yeah, you'll never fix that car. Well, I had, as I was telling you, I had 3 of these in past. I had 2 fastbacks and a coupe, and I saved every piece. And so what I did was I basically took all the parts I had out of 3 other bodies and put Christine together. And that's why she's called Christine. You can't kill the heart in that car. You can't kill the motor. So that's why she's called Christine. And, you know, exactly 1 month after the car was bought and brought to my house, I drove this to my friend's junkyard that had a tow truck. And I pulled into his junkyard and I jumped out and I said, hey, well, there you are. What do you think? There's a car you said that could never be fixed. I fixed it. And I used to drive this to work. I used to run this car everywhere. You know, the quarter panels are just cobbled on there. They're what I call a friendly quarter panel. When you go down the road, the quarter panels literally pop out. They're friendly. They wave at you. They never work, you know, properly attached, you know. And I drove it like that, and I had a lot of fun. And she's sitting on top of my trailer. What I just bought new tires for. So I'm getting ready to break this trailer out. The winches went bad. I don't think I can get that winch working anymore, so I'm going to replace the winch. I have to dig it out of the weeds. I put Christine on top of that trailer because I didn't want her sitting in the grass and the mud. So that's why Christine's, you know, sitting on top of everything around here. And you can see around, you know, the back field here, some of the cars we have. There's a Roadmaster for parts for my son's Roadmaster. We got 2 of these Bonneville 4-doors. That one we have paperwork on it. This is a Buick Riviera, what they call a boat tail. It's a 73, and this car is a Grand Sport. So this is a GS. And right there tells you, GS. 73 Grand Sport. It's got the 455, so it'll be the stage 1 455 under the hood of this. And we bought it for the drivetrain. You know, this car here, we bought it for parts, but now we'll probably go do something with it. We do have a title on it, so, you know, we had to get the title squared away. Once we got that done, we probably are going to, you know, I got another car out front of front field that's got a complete drivetrain, and it's going to go in this car. So I don't know if that'll be a late winter project or spring, but that's coming up too. That's going to be a video shortly. This is the 1-ton 4-door truck I ran into it with the Oldsmobile over there, the Omega. I crashed into it. Man, it was an accident, of course, and I smashed into the fender on this truck. And you can still see the damage that it did when I hit it. It messed that fender up pretty good. And that's a tough truck. That's a former wrecker, belonged to the most famous guy around here, Rondo. He was in the video Going Mudding. If you haven't seen that video, check that video out called Going Mudding. You'll see the famous Rondo. Here, his Mustang right here. He just bought that Mustang off me, Rondo. That's his Mustang now. So I think I'm down to 11 Mustangs now. I had 12, and I believe I'm at 11 now. I got a Dakota over there. I want to put probably a 440 in it. Maybe a small block. I'm not sure. There's another tow boom. That's my original tow boom right there. My very first tow truck boom I had. That was in a Chevy 3/4 ton, and now it's in a Ford 3/4 ton. But that's my original tow boom, and you know, it was a sling. Of course, you can see the sling sitting on the back there, not bolted up. I started to attach it, and I decided to I wanted to use this just to pull engines with. So, you know, you can pull this boom will tract out. It'll come all the way out, and then you put a chain on it, and You can pull engines out, you know, up and out, you know, in and out with that. So, you know, I wanted to come back on here and show, you know, the last bit of the last video I was trying to shoot. I wanted to show you the most famous car around here. And then, you know, that's Christine. So you got to see her. That's my baby. And here's the other Crown Vic we have. We got 2 of these on the property. This was an actual sheriff of Claremont County, Ohio. That was his personal sheriff car. Sheriff Rosenberg, who owned that car. Well, actually, he didn't own it. It was owned by the county, but he drove that car. And that car, I don't know what they did to that car, but that car will almost run with the car over there I call the Time Machine, the GT Mustang. That car is mean. It's got a posi rear end. They've hopped it up. I mean, this thing will scream for a Crown Vic. I've had some people try to buy it. It's not for sale. None of my cars are for sale. You know, I don't, you know, sell my cars. A guy keeps asking about the Port Elite. Now, I don't own that car. That is owned by another person. It's a friend of mine. It's Ron.